that little light starts flashing, and that's definitely not good. We're gonna show you a way to rectify that, or at least we got our fingers crossed, and hopefully we can. But today we're working on a 3.7, 4.7 Jeep engine. If this problem occurs, obviously we need to check the oil level. The engine is cool. Your dipstick for your oil is usually indicated by yellow. The dipstick color, meaning if it's red or yellow, yellow tells you that you check it when it's cool. Red tells you you check it when it's running and up to operating temperature. Near the end of this video, I've got a super sick trick that you are going to think is sick. There's several reasons to have a flashing oil indicator light. Low oil, excessive oil consumption, bad sensor, clogged oil filter, oil pump pressure, cup tube clogging, proper viscosity of your oil itself. Viscosities are the numbers on the front of the bottle and how it reacts to different temperatures. Proper viscosities can be found on the top of the oil's cap or inside your owner's manual. Laugh and learn, bitches. Bearing clearances, which is the one that we hope that it's definitely not bearing clearances. But since this engine was done at Accurate Engines, guy that does the grinding, glasses are thicker than mine. Thanks, Mikey. Great dude. Situation could be a definite possibility. Obviously, when we pull out our dipstick, we're looking for the oil level. Most people understand how to read a dipstick. In the hashtag or in the hash mark, when the engine is cool, is where you want your oil level to be. Most makers' descriptions on oil dipsticks are much more thorough than this particular one, but you always want to look at that dipstick. Even for the transmission, it'll give you information that you may have never known. Playway rule of thumb is kind of dumb, but it'll help you remember some. When you wipe and check twice, it always is super nice. There's a lot of things that you can do, like changing your oil, making sure that you use the proper viscosity. Use the right viscosity oil. Wife was correct. One of the major things we're going to do in this video is change the oil pressure switch, because it's possible that it's bad. Nowadays, these are actually switches and not pure gauges. Either sense pressure or they don't sense pressure. Now on the 3.7 and the 4.7 and on most domestic vehicles, internally combustible engines, the oil pressure switch is going to be located where the oil filter is at. Most sensors are going to be 1 1/16 of an inch socket. They do make sensor sockets that have rounded edges, which make it easier for you. And that's because sometimes the plug head is bigger and doesn't fit the same way inside a regular socket. But in this situation, we could get away with both. We're gonna grab a catch pan. Okay, so we got it supported. Getting down under the car on the driver's side, we can see our oil filter, and then right above it, pressure sensor. You don't need to be wearing clothes to do this. Well, this connector is very simple to take off. Just push down on the clip. There's a situation where you could have a red clip that we need to slide over. You usually hear that click. You can pull it back, slip it off. Most of the time, you're gonna have this little clip that you can usually slide over with your finger. Using a small screwdriver, you should be able to pop that thing over if it's on the top like mine, but hopefully it'll be on the bottom or on the side. I put my socket on the sensor first, then I put my ratchet on the sensor. You're only gonna be able to move the ratchet about 15 degrees at a time. Now installation works in reverse, but one of the things that you're going to notice about the end of your sensor is it's what's called pipe fit. Means it gradually gets larger as it gets tighter. I'm going to add the service manual for this Jeep down inside the description. They don't collect cookies or none of that stuff. It's just a PDF file. Show you everything that you need to know for diagnosing anything on your Jeep. Don't ever be the next to them, be the absolute first to you, and no matter what it is you think you can or cannot do, if anyone else can do it, you can do it too. Go to install it, and I get it to where it's tight. I'm going to take and palm my ratchet like this. Sensor is only about 15 to 25 foot-pounds with the ratchet in the palm of your hand. This is a single wire sensor. It communicates to the ECM. Either I'm on or I'm off. It doesn't actually communicate oil pressure. It's just an idiot light for idiots like me. I'm here to try to inspire and empower folks just like you to do things yourself by keeping money in your pocket. I was going to clean this thing. I just used some brake cleaner and cleaned it out. There's situations where maybe you can't afford to replace this sensor, even though they're relatively inexpensive, and you can get one down in the description below. I'm installing the socket. It's going to kind of seem like, because I was laying on my left side, it's going to kind of seem like it comes off at an angle and askew. So what I do is I take my fingers and I feel around, and I find the hole and I just sit there and spin it until it starts to thread in, constantly kind of moving it in different angles, but should thread in easily and gently. Literally sat here for a minute messing with this. Plug our sensor in, sure it's all the way plugged in and your red clip is able to slide over. It's not able to slide over, it is not plugged in correctly, caused the misreading that you had. On top of the oil light problem, brand new engine that I got from Accurate Engines. Apparently has some kind of oil leak to it. We got to add a quart of oil. Could have also been the problem why the oil light was flickering, but I already know it wasn't. I've got a little trick for you. Out of funnel, you're probably going to spill this stuff everywhere, but if you don't know, now you know. Grab your dipstick, roll, try this.
I only spewed a smidge at the beginning.
None at the end. Bam, bitches! Momentarily, it seems like it's good. I'm very skeptical that it's actually going to stay good because I know I put the right amount of oil in this the other day, or a couple weeks ago, I should say. Oil light still came on. I'm going to put a couple miles on it, see what happens. Oil's all nice and warmed up. Viscosity. Viscosity, can say that word. Cleaning it with brake cleaner could have actually worked. So on the inside of this sensor, it could have had melted oil down inside it, or ruin the sensor. Thank you, Accurate Engines, for your freaking terrible work. Crazy. When you buy a new engine, generally they transfer the old parts to the new engine. It's only the internals of the engine they replace. Only thing I can do is replace the oil. Not the oil, it's a much more serious problem. If this didn't fix your problem, you're going to want to watch another video that's coming up, and I'm going to put a link to that video during the course of this video, which you've probably already seen, maybe. Explain to you what else it could be. And no, it's not going to be your stinking oil pump. God, I wish people understood how oil pumps worked. Watch out for that video. My name's Clay with the Clayway here in Grand Rapids, Muskegon, Michigan. And if this video was helpful, please consider subscribing, clicking the notifications, and them sweet old thumbs up. Share my little stories. Got a question for me? You can hit me up on Clay's AC and Auto Repair on the Facebook Messenger. I don't help you with baby mama drama, but I may be able to help you fix that whip. And we do it for absolutely free. Collect any information. We don't care about all that other stuff. Try to help you out with your ride. Don't be the next to them. Be the absolute first to you. And if anyone else can do it, I promise you, do it too. God bless. Have the absolute best of days, folks.